Welcome back, guys, to Football with Ends, another reaction. Time to tell you guys why I believe Arsenal Man City fans are very, very worried about Liverpool Football Club in this current moment in time. But before we get going, guys, please, just checked. 33% of you guys are still not subscribed. You're watching the channel, which means you might be enjoying the content. Guys, please like the video, leave your comments, and also subscribe, man. I would really much appreciate it. At the moment, Liverpool sit 5 points clear at the top of the table of Manchester City, 9 points clear of our closest rival. Well, I would say rival, Arsenal Football Club. They've only challenged for the last 2 years, with Manchester City. They spent nearly close to £1 billion, hasn't really achieved anything, significant. There's that one FA Cup, when Mikel Arteta took over and came in. Some would say that was Unai Emery's team. A bit of Lumberg splashed in there. So nothing of his own doing so far with all that money spent. With certain things happening at Arsenal Football Club, Edu leaving, as a sporting director and going to Nottingham Forest and elsewhere, things are not right in that club at the moment. They've had injuries with Declan Rice, coming off in the Chelsea game. Saka, they're running this kid into the ground, in my opinion. I'm sure many fans share the same sentiment as well. He came off injured as well. That may look like a groin injury. We have to kind of wait and see with that one. But they're in a space right now, Arsenal Football Club, where their fans' expectation to what the team's expectations are two different things. The fan think that this is a fantastic team, and that they should be winning. But I'm looking at their club, and their club think that they should be up there. But are they really up there? No, I don't think they are. I don't think they are. They've got a young manager in Arteta that's come in and kind of changed the fortune of the club, and they're playing a bit of football. But now the fan base, their fans are more content with just competing instead of winning trophies. As long as we're competing, who cares about trophies? You spent 5 years without no change, nothing really. You've only challenged 2 out of 5 years. Yes, you had to have that process. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. Now you're in, and your team looks stagnant. They look like they're staying still. They don't look like they've gone backwards, but they look like they're standing still. And then you've got the other team, Manchester City. Manchester City is a club that we all know, when it comes to challenging for the Premier League, they've won so many of them out, straight off the bat. And, Pep Guardiola has, the guy that's just kind of reformed this whole team. They don't really, they spend money, but they don't really spend a lot of money. Hopefully that makes sense. So they always go and identify the right type of player to come in. But even he's now not, he doesn't have I don't think he has the idea anymore. What can I change? What can I do to make this team any better than what it is? I feel like the players are now bored, maybe. They've got Savinho that's come in. Grealish has been there for years. Doku is there for a year or two now. Haaland is their main goal threat. There was a time when Man City had, Mahrez scoring goals, Sterling scoring goals, Alvarez scoring goals. They had goals coming from all over the pitch. Now the goals only come from one man in the team. And I feel like when you go down that route and you solely play for that player, what happens is the rest of the players don't know how to contribute anymore. They used to be like, Foden scoring goals, Kevin De Bruyne would score goals, everyone, Bernardo Silva, everyone would chip in. But now it's all Haaland driven. And I feel like they're now getting into a period now where they're struggling to maybe maybe they've got a mental block, but they need to be worried because teams like Chelsea have got a young and fresh and fit squad. They're looking quite dangerous, and they're looking like they're ready to challenge again. Spurs are there. I know Spursy, we always have the joke about being Spursy. They always find a way to kind of mess up whenever they've got to a good stage or maybe a final, whatever that may be. But Liverpool Football Club is there. Liverpool Football Club is here to stay at the moment. And the problem is and thank you to Jurgen Klopp. He left us with a good squad from what before when he took over, the squad he had to inherit compared to what Arne Slot has to work with. But we've got a manager now that's tactically so smart. He changes and he tweaks within the game, before the game. things that we've been calling for as a fan base. These are the things that we've been looking forward to. Can he change within the game? Can we adapt within the game? Can we set up for this particular team if they're going to play five at the back? They're going to play four in midfield, whatever it may be, they're going to play two up front. And I feel like now we found a way to kind of combat against all these oppositions. And he's still learning. The fantastic thing about this Liverpool team is we're still learning. Got in a new manager, a new sporting director. Edwards comes back into the club, handling all the footballing side of, of business and stuff like that. Then you've got Chiesa coming in. We haven't really seen much of him, looking at getting, one of the youngest goalkeepers in Europe at the moment in Dashvili coming in as well. You've got the young players emerging. You've got your Harvey Elliott's, he hasn't played much minutes this season, where you can see off at the back of last season with 11 assists. He's stepping up. Curtis Jones stepping up. Very young talent, 23 years of age. Gravenberch, what most people want to sell, stepping up, 22 years of age. Soboslai, I know he's not had the best of start of the season, but there is room to improve there, and he's still a very, very young player, so he can be there. McAllister, had a great season last season, still hasn't really turned up this season as well, but, still a very young player as well. And then you've got the top seniors in the Virgil van Dijks and the Mo Salahs and, the Allisons and these type of players that tend to just help Liverpool when we need them the most. Obviously, Allison's been out injured, but the other senior players have stepped up. Virgil's been immense with the partnership with Ibu at the back. Mo Salah down, showing here 10 goals, 10 assists, in all competitions, so 20 GAs already. I've criticized his performances this season in terms of certain games where I felt like he can do more. But the last two games I've watched him play, that's the performances we're talking about. We don't need it to be 100% all the time, but we need these type of performances where it's a more of a team-orientated performance, not a solo man, not a solo job, not a singles event, a team sport. And he's been fantastic in these games. And the goals and assists will show with the performance. And I'm a big fan of performances, man. Goals and assists will come with the performances. Yes, you can score and assist without them, but when you're in that top, that top level, that top peak, that when you're performing, you're enjoying the game, you're getting involved, the goals will come, the assists will come. But Liverpool Football Club are a very, very dangerous team. And Arsenal, Man City, you guys need to be worried. Arsenal, as I said, they've got problems at the club at the moment. Man City's got problems. You've got Rodri's a massive miss for them. Do we want to call them Rodri FC? I don't want to be calling them Rodri FC. I feel like that's harsh on other players that they've got. I feel like they've got, top talent in that squad. And I feel like I'll do a disservice if I'm just saying, without him, they're not a team. Do you know what I mean? So I feel, look, he's a massive miss for them, but they still got Kevin De Bruyne. They still got Bernardo Silva. Gundogan has joined back. They still got Haaland. They've still got Grealish. They've still got Diaz. They've still got Guardado. They've still got Edison. They've still got players in the team that can make a difference on the performance. Kyle Walker, still got these players. But with Man City at the moment, they're going through a period, I think it's a transitional period, where they can't find the balance. Pep can't find the system. He can't find the setup needed to kind of be consistent. 4 losses in a row. Arsenal hasn't won in 5. It's kind of crazy at the moment for those two teams. And I know some sections of them, listening to some Arsenal fans, they're not worried about Liverpool. We're more worried about Manchester City. And I'm like, that's fair. You can have that thought. You can have that mindset. But they looking at 9 points. 9 points is a massive gap to claw back. That can easily extend to 12. It can easily extend to 15. And then you're finding it very, very difficult to see where 5 games you're going to be able to get those 5 games back without you, dropping points along the way. Man City as well, we've got to play them, after the international break. So Arsenal's got a tough challenge against Forest on the way back. Bearing in mind they're playing at home, but you're talking about the second defence in the Premier League in Forest. So that's going to be a tough game for Arsenal there. They will have a few of their players back. So, that we have to take that in consideration. Man City has Tottenham, and for some reason, I don't know why, but Tottenham just has Man City's number. So that could be 2 games where you look at and go, they both could drop points again that weekend. Maybe not Arsenal losing because they're at home, maybe a draw, drop 2 points there. But it is a possibility that Man City drop points again. So then you're looking at Liverpool maybe going 11 points clear of Arsenal and 8 points clear of Manchester City. And, and that's before we even play them. And if we play them and beat them in the next game after that, we open up the gap against them as well. And Arsenal have got some decent games coming up where you say potentially could win, but the confidence ain't in the team at the moment. You don't know where the goals are coming from. They're the set piece merchant in the league. Haven't really scored any in recent weeks. So it will be very interesting. Very, very interesting. But as I said, Liverpool are doing well. I think Arsenal, Manchester City, look, guys, you don't have to be nervous. Don't take my word for it. But this team isn't a joke. This Liverpool team isn't a joke. And, if you guys listen to the last video, what we did, you guys could hear what we said. The team hasn't even played well this season yet. We are not even in a position where you can go, do you know what? We've been 100%. We've been in, fifth gear, sixth gear, wherever you want to call it. I've openly said I think we've played in second gear most of the season. We've touched third gear, maybe in 1 or 2 games, maybe looking at the Leverkusen game. You could say, that's where we kind of went into third gear. Maybe the Man United game away, maybe we touched into third gear. And even then, I still think we was in second gear against these guys. So, look, these guys are chasing us right now. We just have to keep doing what we're doing, keep playing our football, and hopefully with the improvement after the international break, we should be getting Jota back. We should be getting Harvey Elliott back. We should be getting Alisson back. And obviously we got Trent out injured with a hamstring injury as well. They said 2 to 3 weeks. Obviously the international break is 2 weeks. So, it couldn't have came at a right time there. Fingers crossed all the boys, keep themselves fit and healthy over the international breaks and come back really sharp and ready to continue to push, for whatever the achievement they've set themselves this season is, wherever the target is, they've set themselves. You guys can see on your screen here, Arsenal, closer to Brighton, closer to Forest. Forest will be looking at that game going, we beat Arsenal, we go above them. Forest will be like, well, if any of those two teams drop points, we can go above them. Chelsea as well will be like, look, there's points there to be had if Manchester City drop points at Spurs. So, it becomes a very difficult race when you're in and around 4 or 5 teams that's really challenging. So every moment you lose or drop points, you drop position. You could drop down to 6th, you can drop down to 7th. That's what the table is. And Liverpool is in a unique position at the moment. And look, there's going to be ups and downs in the season. We're not asking for, we're not asking for perfection, but we can get close to it. In the words of Trent, what the manager is asking for, we'll try and go as close to perfection as possible. And it's about just trying to make sure we tick these games off one by one, not looking too far ahead, not looking, in the near future, just, one game at a time, tick them off. Southampton next. Can we get the 3 points there? I believe that will be 3 points for us. And I believe the other 2 teams will drop points as well in that weekend. But guys, listen, don't take my word for it, man. Just go around and listen to the fans. Go and listen to the rivals. They keep counting Liverpool out. They keep knocking our team. They keep whatever. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But I'm looking at a team that's not even in stage 1 or phase 1, as the Arsenal fans would put it. We're 11 games or 16 games, wherever you want to put it. And the team isn't 100% yet. But you can see there's an idea. There's an identity. There's a style, there's tactical nous, there's tactical setup, there's formation changes, there is so much to be had. There's so much players to come back into this squad as well to make this squad even stronger. There's a unity between the boys. There's a strength between the club at the moment. The club is looking in the right direction, looking, linked with Tchouaméni. Whether that's true, maybe go back in and get Zubimendi in the January window. We're looking at so many top players at the moment to help bolster this squad. Listen, guys, Liverpool fans out there, listen, just enjoy the moment, enjoy the journey, and let's see where we can get to, man. Let's get behind this team. Klopp said it best when he left. Let's get behind this club. Let's get behind this manager. Let's get behind the team from minute 1. Let's not wait for them to achieve something for us to get behind them. They need us. We need them. Vice versa. It is just what it is. The players need us to be there as fans to support, critique them where needs be, ask for more. And they need us as well when we're in the stadium, man. Sing those songs, be loud, let the away fans know that they're in the cauldron. They're ready. It's not a good place to come Anfield. When the bus arrives, let them know, you're not coming here to win. You're not coming here to get any points. And and another fantastic part of it as well, Mo Salah not going to international break, so he gets a nice little rest. I was hoping maybe McAllister got that as well. I think he might need a couple of weeks off as well, just to recharge, reassess, and go again. Maybe even Soboslai as well. But to be fair, when he goes away for Hungary, he performs, he scores, he's their talisman. So that would be quite interesting to see. So, guys, listen, as I said earlier on in the video, guys, look, turn on all your notification bells so you don't miss a video. As I said, 33% of you guys watch the videos, but still not subscribed yet. So please, if you haven't, listen, it massively helps the channel grow. So you want to do your part to help the channel massively, because I've done that in the past as well, where it keeps popping up in my algorithm, so I watch it, I don't realize I'm not even subscribed to it, and then I realize one day when something pops up and they go subscribe, I'm like, oh, I'm subscribed because it keeps popping up, and then you look down, you're like, oh, I haven't at all. So listen, it's going to be a very, very interesting. Is it a title race at this moment in time? I wouldn't say it is yet. But apparently the bookies have said we're 60% in, man. It's down to Liverpool. I know the rival fans will be trying to put the pressure onto us to kind of to make the team. If we fail, they'll be like, hey, I told you so, blah, blah, blah. You should have gone on to win it. 9 points. Listen, 9 points isn't. We've seen when Man City's been 14 ahead of us. We've caught them. Obviously, they did win the league that year, but we caught them up. We closed the gap down to a point. We saw with Arsenal being 8 points clear and they lost the title. So 9 points at this stage in the season. Listen, it's not guaranteed to win the title, but it's a good cushion to allow you, if there is any slip ups, if there is a drop off in that week, it gives us a little platform to go, do you know what? Weren't good this week, but we're still ahead. And what it means for the other teams chasing us, they have to be close to perfect, if not perfect. They put Arsenal third in the race, Liverpool to win it, and Manchester City second. We don't know. We have to wait and see. Maybe we look back over this video and see what gems was dropped at that in that moment in time. But guys, listen, I appreciate you guys listening in. I hope you guys listen to the video all the way through. And anything that you guys disagree with, agree with, let me know in the comments down below, man. It's always good to interact with you guys as well, man, because there's so much knowledge around this fan base. So many people that have their own takes, unique takes, that I would love to hear as well. And guys, listen, if you haven't already, I know you all know more than one Liverpool fan. So if you know another Liverpool fan, another rival fan, share the video to them. Let them know, Enzman is in the building, man. So guys, listen, go and enjoy the rest of your evening, wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good day, good night. Guys, catch you.
But I have an idea. I heard the song today a few times, and you can do that. I have no problem with that. Let's see how the response will be. Honest Lord, la 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 la. Honest Lord, la 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 la. starts and you are not waiting what's going on. No, you go full throttle into it. You welcome the new manager like you welcomed me. You go all in from the first day.